So C++ programming language is what we're going to focus with. So I'm going to teach the programming fundamentals using C++. These fundamentals are common. In other words, they are just programming basics. They are common with other programming languages. So we need to look at the content, the course content, or what we are going to cover throughout this C++ course. And the things that we're going to cover. Now, one thing I want you to know is that this course is going to be a comprehensive course. Okay, this is a very comprehensive course. By the end of this course, you will be able to write computer programs, basic programs, and even programs at advanced levels. So you're going to cover the fundamentals and even some advanced concepts in the C++ programming language. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about object-oriented programming, because C++ is an object-oriented programming. So we are going to understand what do we mean by object-oriented programming. That is the first thing. What do we mean by object-oriented programming? But of course, before we even talk about what is object-oriented programming, we will have to look at the things that we require, the softwares that we require to have our C++ programs running. We are going to deal with that in this lesson. We are going to create the environment to have our C++ programming programs running. So we're going to install the required softwares. And once we are done with that, we're going to write our first program. That is the obvious program, hello world, in this session. Now in the coming lesson, you're going to talk about object-oriented programming. What is object-oriented programming? Then from there, we're going to look at the structure of a C++ program. What makes a C++ program? Then we're going to talk about data types, variables, keywords, identifiers. So here we are going to look at the different types of different data types, the primitive data types, the composites, and the other data types. We are going to understand what variables are. We are going to understand what variables are, because we will have to create variables to store information in our programs. We are going to understand what keywords are. We're going to understand what keywords are. We're going to understand what identifiers are. So it is going to be an extensive and a really deep focus into C++. Now, once we have understood what data types are, what variables are, the keywords and the identifiers, and we have learned how to declare variables, how to initialize variables, and how to use variables in various ways, then we can move on and learn operators. Operators are going to help us to use these variables in solving some problems, such as maybe doing some calculations. So we're going to learn about arithmetic operators. We're going to learn about logical operators also. Then we're going to talk about control structures. After that, we're going to learn control structures, after which we will talk about functions. How do we create functions? How do we actually use functions? How do we call functions? etc etc. How do we control the program flow? Then we talk about we're going to focus on inline functions. We're going to talk about overloading. After that, we are going to majorly focus on the C++ programming concepts. We're going to focus on the C++ programming concepts, basically objects, classes, and objects, because we say C++ is an object-oriented programming. So it is a programming language that resides around objects. So we need to understand the the object-oriented programming concepts, which include classes. We talk about classes, objects. We're going to talk about constructors, destructors, types of constructors. We'll look at overloading. We're going to look at a very important aspect that actually uniquely identifies C++, that is inheritance. Then we talk about polymorphism. We talk about friend function. We also talk about friend class and many more. We are going to talk in details about pointers, in details about virtual functions and virtual classes. Then we are going to talk about file management in detail, and of course all these things we are going to be doing them practically. We are not just going to be talking. So we explain concepts and we run code in illustrating that concept. Then we are going to focus on exception handling. Then we focus on templates. This is another again another feature with C++. It has so many available templates that programmers can use. So we're going to look at templates. We are going to learn how to actually use these templates, how to decide which template is best for which problem, etc. Then we are going to lastly talk about STL. So basically that is the course content, or that is the layout. So first things first, in this video, or rather in this lesson, I want to teach us, or to introduce us to the things that we need to run our program. So I want to introduce to you to IDE. So an IDE IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. It is simply a software that we use to build other applications. It is a software that contains tools. It has tools that you as a developer you can use to just make your life easy in developing applications. So it has source code editor. It has a source code editor. Now you might be asking yourself, why don't we just use Notepad, since Notepad is a code editor? The source code editor that comes with the integrated development environment, it has some features that are useful to programmers. And the first feature is that it provides the keywords highlighting. It has the keywords highlighting feature, so that makes the program easy to read. Then it also has a feature of auto completion. Of course, this is based on the language that you are using. I'm going to show you all those features when we install the right IDE. So at times also it can show you errors that you made in your code and suggest some fixes that you can do in your code. Notepad cannot do that. However, if you want to write your programs with Notepad, feel free. You're not restricted to any other editor. But for us, we are going to install an IDE, and we're going to use the IDE. So over the years, I have been programming using the Visual Studio Code, and that is what most people, I would say most programmers, love using because of the features it has. It is a cross-platform software, and it also has cool features to use. Visual Studio also is light, in other words, and it is easy to install. It is so easy to install Visual Studio. That is one of the reasons that we're going to set up Visual Studio and use it for our code editing. So we need to download Visual Studio, and to download Visual Studio, I am going to take you through the whole process. So I think I already have Visual Studio installed. I am going to uninstall it so that we go through. Let me just confirm if I have it installed in this machine. If it is already installed, I'm going to uninstall it so that we take all these steps together At least, yeah, it is installed. So let me uninstall it now. Okay, this is a bonus for you. To uninstall a software, you simply press Windows icon, right, control panel, then open the control panel. So when you open the control panel, you're going to bear with me. The computer I'm using today is a little bit slow. So you go to uninstall a program, and you locate the program you want to install here. To uninstall, let me see, do I have Visual Studio Code? Yes, it's here. I'm going to select it. You select that program, then you click uninstall. I am removing Visual Studio. I want us to go step by step together. I know downloading these files might take long and all that, but for today's lesson we have to practice patience, because we are going to walk through these steps, so that if you have any challenge, I'll be able to assist you. By the end of this lesson, you should have your environment set and ready to go for programming. Okay, so to install Visual Studio, you are going to go to your favorite browser. I'm just going to use Microsoft Edge, and you're going to type here Visual Studio Code. I hope you are doing the same. Download Visual Studio Code, download. Okay, if you already have it installed, that's good. No, just leave it. If it's already installed, that's okay. So I'm going to download this. I'm going to click on install on Windows. Okay, like I said, I'm dealing with a machine that is a little bit slow, so I'm going to click on this link, download Visual Studio Code. My machine is a bit slow. I'm going to select here for Windows. Now my file should be ready to download. Should be ready to show somewhere here. Yeah, my file is here downloading. So we're going to practice some more patience as we let it download. Just a few seconds and we are good to go. A few seconds and we are good to go. Few seconds and we are good to go. Remember, Visual Studio is just an IDE. We are going to use it to write our own code. So we also need a compiler. We also need a compiler that will convert our source code to machine code, or what we call byte code. Remember, we said computers do not understand human language. So whenever we write code, we write in a human legible format. Then we need a compiler that converts our source code to byte code or machine code that the computer can understand. So Visual Studio is just an integrated development environment. We use it to write our code, but it does not compile the code. So we will also need to install a compiler. Right now we are installing Visual Studio. So my file is done. I'm going to click here to open it. I'm going to open my file, and it's here in the downloads folder. Okay, so I am going to double click it to install it. Setup has detected that setup is currently running. Okay, I think just a moment. Let me see. Okay. I have opened it more than once, so we need to accept the Microsoft software license terms here. You need to accept that. Then we strike on next, Again, don't change anything, just hit on next, hit on next. Okay, if you want to have a desktop icon, you can click here to create a desktop icon. Then you can click on next and click on install. It's going to take a short period of time, of course, based on how powerful your computer is. Mine is not, is just a standard desktop that I'm using, so it might take a little bit long. In the other videos, I promise I'll be using my laptop to make sure that we have some fast processing taking place. So we also need to be patient a little bit as Visual Studio Code is installing. We be patient as Visual Studio Code is installing. Yes, yeah, it's almost done. So we are just installing a code editor, a place where we can write code. And the reason as to why we prefer using an IDE, I said, is because one, it provides important features like keywords highlighting, there is auto completion. I'm going to show you once we are done installing this why it's actually important to use an IDE than just a text editor. So we don't want to launch this one, so I'm going to uncheck this. I don't want to launch it, so I'm going to uncheck that. Then I click finish. Now the next thing that we need to install is a compiler. A compiler is a software that will convert the code that we write into machine code or byte code, because we are writing code in a language that is human legible, but the computer is not able to understand that language. The computer understands binary. So we need a software that will convert that code that we are writing, which we call source code, into byte code or into machine code. So we need to install a compiler. So the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to install a compiler. Now the most famous compiler is the MingW. MingW is the most famous compiler for C and C++. Now to download MingW, we are going to get it from sourceforge.net. So we can just come here. Let me just close this window here, and I will type MingW download. MingW download. I'm going to type that MingW download. I'm going to strike enter. If you don't have it, you download it. So I'm going to select the first link here, this one from SourceForge. I want to get it from sourceforge.net. So I am going to click on that link, and if you click that link, you're going to see this one, MinGW, minimalist GNU for Windows. So I'm working on a Windows machine. Yeah, so I'm going to download. I'm going to click download. Again, this is going to take some few minutes. It's going to take some few minutes, depending on how fast your machine is. Yeah, so my file has started downloading here. It is here. You can see MingW get set up. It's done downloading. I hope yours is also done. Okay, so once you have your file downloaded here, you can open it to install it. You just double click on the file. Just double click on the file to install it. Double click on the file to install it. So this will pop up. So we don't want to view the license. Okay, if you want to view, okay, you can click view license, but for me, I don't want to view the license, so I'll just click install. Don't change this directory unless you are an experienced programmer. If you're a beginner, do not change this directory now. I'm going to leave it the way it is and strike continue. So I'm leaving everything the way they are, and then I'm striking continue. So it is going to download the installation manager. So it's going to take few seconds to a few minutes, so again depending on the speed of your computer. So some more patience is required here. Some more patience is required. Just need to be more patient. Yes. So again, MingW is a compiler, so it is going to be converting our code to source code. Now again, once it's done, you click on continue. Once it's done, you click on continue. When you click on continue, it is going to open the installation manager. It is going to open the installation manager. I hope you are also here by now. Okay, so if you are not talking, I suggest you mute your mic. You only unmute it when you're talking. Yeah, I hear some background noise and it's not really good. So as we wait for your installation manager to open, you can check on the screen here. Now you see we have some packages here, some tools and packages that are here. If you want to read maybe at the description of a package, you can click on it. If I click on this, for example, MingW developer tool, I click on it, there's information that comes here. This meta package contains the components necessary to create a relative complete MSYS installation suitable for blah 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 blah. So we have all these packages in here. Now we have we need two packages that are necessary to compile C++ code, and those packages are this MingW 32 base. Where is it? Oh, let me see. Yes, this one, MingW 32 base. It is a package that is necessary to compile C and C++. When you read its description here, it says this meta package provides a basic GCC installation and includes the C compiler, linker, and other binary tools, the runtime libraries, and Windows API support, okay, etc. So we need to select this. So to select this one, you will right click on it and then click on mark for installation. You right click on the MingW 32 base, then click on mark for installation. The second package that we need is the MingW 32 GCC. This one, the MingW 32 GCC G++. The MingW 32 GCC G++ is the next package. So again, we are going to right click this and we select mark for installation. Okay, those are the packages that we need for C++. However, we have other packages here that are for other languages. For example, we have the MingW 32 GCC ADA for the ADA. This one is for ADA programming language. There is another one here, MingW 32 GCC Fortran. This is Fortran programming language. If you might want to use these these packages, maybe you might want to write a program in Fortran later, so you can still tick all these and install. But for me, I just want to stick to what I want, and what I want is to run to compile C and C++ programs, and I need this Ming W32 base and this Ming W32 GCC G++. So I'm going to select the two, but you can select all of them if you want to run some other programming languages, maybe later, like you want to run Fortran later, you just install all of them. But for me, I'm going to select the two. Once I have checked these two, the Ming32 base and the Ming32 GCC G++, I am going to click on installation. I'm going to click on installation. Once I click on installation, I am going to click on apply changes. I'm going to click on apply changes. So when I click apply changes, this window will open. It has apply, defer, discard. I want to apply. I don't want to defer. I don't want to discard. So I'm clicking apply. So again, if you click apply, it is going to take quite some time. That can take maybe 10 to 15 minutes or even more. So again, you need to be patient. But because I have selected two, it might take some short time. What is it, Rukia?
So umesema umeselect installation na hiyo GNU C++ compiler peke yake.
I said you select Ming W32 base, and then there is Ming W GCC G++. The two. We need the two for compilation of C++. But if you want to run some other programming languages like Fortran, maybe later you can install all of them. But in the meantime, I need the two. Remember, the more packages you install, the longer it is going to take. That is one of the reasons I'm actually just installing the two, because those are the ones that we need. So make sure you install the required packages. Ming 32 base, and we have Ming W32 GCC G++. You right click on them, then you select on, you click on mark for installation. If your question is answered, you can put down your hand. If your question is answered, you can put down your hand. Again, if you're not talking, make sure your mic is off.
Okay.
So we are giving it some more time. Mine is almost. Mine is almost. Mine is almost done. Okay. I said it will take some time. Again, depending on the speed of your machine. Yes. I said you click on installation. Click on installation. Once you have selected the two, you click on installation. You are going to see that option. Click on installation. Installation is at the left right. I mean the left right. It is at the left hand side. It is here. Mine is here. You can see this one here. We have installation, package, then settings. At the top of that window, you click on installation, then click on apply apply changes. Okay, when you click apply changes, it opens another tab. Then you click apply. You give it time to finish the installation of those packages. Yeah, mine is really taking time. So like I said before, we have to practice patience. Yeah, once it's done, it is going to show you close. Once it's done, it is going to show you this window here, close. So you will be able to close. So you can just click on it here. You can click close. You can click close. So I want to go to the next thing. We have successfully installed the compiler, but we need to set up our compiler. Now, to show you that the compiler is not set up, I'm going to open the command prompt. I'm going to open the command prompt, cmd. Now, if I open the command prompt, then I type G++, then I strike enter. It is going to tell me G++ is not recognized as an internal or external command, operable program, or batch file. So what is happening here? Yes, we have installed our compiler, but we have not finished setting it up. We need to make sure that we add the path of that compiler to the environment variables, so that now we finish setting it up. So to do that, is your file done? Are you done? Rukia, is your file done? Are your packages done? Okay, you're not responding, so I'll have to continue. So we want to set up the Ming GW compiler. So to do that, I'm gonna go to where I installed Ming G, where I installed Ming GW, and that is in the C drive. So I'm going to, since we did not change the installation folder, so I'm just going to this PC. I strike it open. Then I'm coming to drive C, local disk C here. I strike it open. Inside local disk C, you're going to see a folder here written MingGW. It's here. I'm also going to open this folder. Then inside this folder, the first folder is the bin folder. I'm going to also open this bin folder. I'm also going to open this bin folder. Once I have opened the bin folder, I am going to copy the path. To copy the path, I just have to click here. I click here and the path is selected, as you can see. Then Control C, I copy the path. So I have managed to copy the path. I am going to go to this PC again. Let's go back to this PC. I want to access the environment variables. So here, this PC, I'm going to right click on it. Then I'm going to click on properties. When I click on properties, this window will open. This window is going to open. The settings actually will open. When the settings open, I'm going to click on advanced system settings. I'm going to click on advanced system settings. After clicking advanced system settings, this window opens. I'm going to click on environment variables. I'm going to click on environment variables. Now, this window will open. We have user variables for Rifkin's College, then we have system variables. Now, I want you to understand one thing. We want to update the path. If we update the path in user variables for Rifkin's College, then this path will only be accessible by this user, in that user's account. Now, the question will be, what if we have multiple users? it means other users won't be able to access that. So we want to set it for the system and not for the users. So we're going to come here, system variables. We have path here. So we're going to click on path. Then when we click on path, we click edit. When we click edit, we are going to click on new. When we click on new, we are going to paste the path that we copied. So Control V, and then I will click OK, and then I will click OK. After clicking OK, I will also click OK here, and then also click OK here. I will then close this. I will also close this one. Now let's go back to command prompt. So we go cmd, we open the command prompt. Once we have opened the command prompt, I'm going to type G++. Then I hit enter. So when I type G++ and hit enter, I want you to notice something. It says G++ fatal error, no input files, compilation terminated. So it means our compiler, our G++ is successfully installed, just that we do not have any input files in there, but it is successfully installed. So if you want to check the version, the G++ version, we can type this G++, then hyphen version, G++ hyphen version, then we strike on enter. So it is going to show us the version. So it is ming.org gcc 6.30.0 -1 6.30.0 copyright C 2016 free software foundation. Okay, and it says this is free software, so you can see the source for copying, etc. So it means now our G++, our Ming GW is okay, our compiler is okay. My compiler is okay now. I don't know about yours. So can you talk to me before I continue? If you have any challenge.
Ya kwangu sasa ndio ananiambia close.
Okay, okay, let me stop sharing. Let me stop sharing. You share your screen so that I take you through the process. Share your screen.
Okay.
Share your screen, I take you through the process. Okay, so click close. Yeah, you can close that also. Close that window also. Yeah, so we want to copy the path, so I want you to go to this PC. Local drive C. Oh, your disk is not partitioned. Okay. MinGW. Open that. MinGW. Open bin. No, open the bin folder. Can you go back? Follow instructions. Go back. No, go back. Go back. Go back. Click the arrow there. Go back. I want you to follow instructions. Go back again. Click on bin. The first folder. The first. No, wait. Bin. The first folder there. It is the first folder there. Click on it. Open that one. Yes. Now I want you to click on top where it is written bin. Bin. On top kabisa. This PC local disk C min GW bin. That top line. I want you to click on that. The top line. No. Can you listen to what I'm saying? You see now, what are you opening? Close that. Close close what you have opened. No, don't go back. Listen. There is a file you have opened. Okay, forget about it. I want you to click on top. There is that line where there is that arrow to go back. If you follow that line, you're going to see this PC, local disk C, min GW bin. I want you to click on that. Click on that so that you can copy the path. Click after the bin, up after the bin, after that word, after the word. Just click, click. Copy that path. Copy it.
Done.
Okay, you are done. So go to this PC, right click on this PC. This PC is on your left side, below OneDrive. Left hand side, below OneDrive. You have network issues. Alright, so I'll have to continue. I'll have to continue. Now we have successfully I was about continuing. You left the meeting. I want you to right click on this PC. Right click on this PC. This PC is on your left side. Yes, right click. Right click. Right click. Right click on it. Then I want you to click properties. No, what is that? Close this. It's not supposed to bring that. Right click, go back there and right click this PC, right click, properties. So once that opens, click on advanced system settings, just below where you have your cursor there. Advanced system settings. So then you will click environment variables once it opens. Yes, environment variables. So I want you to go to system variables, the box below there, and click on path. Click on path. Edit. Edit. Click on new. Click on new. Paste. Control V. Okay, click OK. Click OK there. Click OK on the other window. Close that. Close that window. Open your command prompt. Open your command prompt. Now you see, wait. Close that window. Close that window. I must, yes. I asked you to open command prompt. Just type CMD here. Type CMD here. On the type here to search, that search bar, type here to search, type CMD.
Imejam.
Your machine is hanging. Oh, it was that notification there. So click on the Windows icon. Type CMD. Type
Please.
CMD or command prompt, whichever. What is the RAM size of your machine?
Angalia tu.
That looks like it's 4 GB. You at least upgrade it to
Hii
8.
mashine yangu.
Type in. Okay, it's taking time to open.
CMD.
So you will see command prompt. You open it. Yes. So I want you to type there G++. G++. Then press enter. So fatal error, no input file. So that means it is successful installed. Let's check for the version. So G++ hyphen version.
Hapa.
Just type G++ hyphen version. G++ space. No. G++ space hyphen version. Hit on enter. Yeah, so it shows you the version there. That means now it's okay. That means you have successfully installed. You have successfully installed your compiler. Okay, that is good. So now we can actually go to Visual Studio, and we are done setting up. So I want us to go on your desktop. Stop sharing. Just stop sharing so that you follow up what you have opened. So many files. Can you close all those things?
Haya.
Okay, so I'm sharing my screen so that we continue from there. Please, I don't want to leave you behind again.
Basi ngoje kiasi.
Okay.
Kiasi tu.
No, where are you going? Shauri yako eh.
Siendi kokote. Kuna close hizo files.
So I'm now on the desktop.
Yes.
On the,
Tunaenda pa.
I'm now on the desktop. I said you turn off your mic if you're not talking. I'm on the desktop. I'm creating a folder. On this desktop, I want to create a folder. So I'm going to right click here and create a folder. The folder that I'm creating is the folder that I will put all my C++ projects. All of them, they are going to be inside here. So I'm just going to name it C++. My folder on the desktop, I name it C++. Once I'm done, I am going to open Visual Studio Code. I'm going to open Visual Studio Code. Again, it takes some time for the same obvious reasons. Machine speed. Okay, so let's be patient. Let's give it some time to open. Let's give it some time to open. Okay, so my Visual Studio Code is here. Getting ready in a few. Okay. You will see some files here that are already here. I had some files that I was working on. Yeah, I just don't care about all these files. So once your Visual Studio Code is open, I want you to click on the Explorer. This one here, this icon here is the Explorer. So if you click on this Explorer, you click on it, it is going to show you whichever projects that you have here. It's going to show you whatever projects that you have, if you have any folders. But if you click on these three dots, this one, if you click on these three dots here, you are going to see these options: open editors, folders, outline, timeline. If you're using Visual Studio for the first time, when you click this Explorer, you're just going to see a note telling you that you have not opened any folder yet. Open folder. So you'll just click open folder. But if you have been using it, it means you have some folders here. Just click these three dots here, or you can click on file, then you click open folder. You click on file, then you click open folder. So when you click open folder, you will navigate to your desktop and then select our folder. I create the C++ folder. So you select that folder, then you click on select folder. And once you're done selecting that folder, Visual Studio Code will ask you to either accept to trust the author. So I'm going to click on trust the author, and I'm going to close this welcome window. So I have my folder here. I now have my folder here. Okay, so having my folder here, the next thing that I'm going to actually do is creating a file. So I'm going to create a file in this folder. So you have this plus icon here. The first one is for creating a new file. The second one is for creating a new folder. I want to create a new file, so I'm going to just click on it, and I want us to write our first program. So I'm going to type the name of the program. I'll just call it hello. Now, because it is a C++ program, I'm going to give it the C++ extension. So I'm going to say hello.cpp. So you have created a folder. You have opened the folder in Visual Studio Code. Now you have to create a file. I have created a new file, and I have called that file hello. Because it is a C++ file, I have said hello.cpp because I'm creating a C++ file. Now, once you have created that file, you will see a pop-up here. I hope you can see it. At the bottom right, you will see a pop-up. This pop-up is asking you, do you want to install the recommended C/C++ extension pack? Now, it is important for us to install this extension because of syntax highlighting features or keyword highlighting features. For example, before I even install it, I just want to write a simple code here. If I just write I just write hash include, you see, there are no suggestion terms that are coming in. There are no suggestions that are coming in that you can simply select and click on it to just have it completed on its own. Why? Because we don't have that extension. So I can install the extension. So I can click install. So you are going to have the C/C++ extension pack here. So I'm going to, it is installing. it is installing. Another way to install, just in case you missed this notification here, another way to install this extension pack is by clicking on this extension tab here. You can click on this extension tab. If you click on this extension tab here, it is going to open this page for extensions. You have a search bar here, so you can type C/C++ extension, and this extension will appear. Then you will click install, so you will be able to install it. Our extension is installing, and I said the reason as to why we are installing this extension is because we want to enjoy the keyword highlighting features and some features like the auto completion features when it comes to writing code in the C++ programming language. So it is installing. I have an issue with my network right now. Okay, it's back. My network is back. I don't know what is happening. It's coming and going. I really can't tell what is happening. Yeah, it's back, so I hope it finishes installing in a minute. Yeah, it took time because the network was coming and going. Okay, so that is it being installed. So as we are installing that, we have created our new file already. Okay. I want us to write our first program. Don't worry about the code that I'm going to write. I'm going to explain everything much later in details. Right now, I just want to show you how you can have your first program up and running in C++. So I'll show you. We'll write the first program, then I'll show you how to actually run that program. Okay, my extension is really taking a lot of time. Let me just come to my file as it is installing. Let me write. So I'm going to say hash include and iostream. Again, this is a feature that I was talking about, IDE. You see the keyword include here and the word iostream, they are highlighted differently. So it's something you wouldn't see, you won't see in Notepad. So hash include iostream. So I'm going to put using namespace std or let's say int main. Then I'm going to put these curly braces here. I just want to print hello world to the console, so I'm just going to say std quote. I'm going to say hello world. I just want to print that to the console. Then I'm going to say return 0 and a semicolon. So don't worry about the code that I have written there. Don't worry about it at all. Don't worry about this code that I have written here. I'm going to explain much more in details later. I'm just trying to show you the first program or the features that an IDE is giving us. And you can see so far we have the highlighting feature with different colors. It's something that you can see. It's here. So you have words highlighted in different colors. Again, the other thing that I would really want to show you is how to run the program. So we have our program here, and when you click on the Explorer, you see our hello.cpp file here, and inside our C++ folder. So the next thing that I want us to do is to learn how to run our first program. How do we run our first program? So to run this program, you will click on terminal here. You click on terminal. Then when you click on terminal, you are going to click on run selected text. Terminal, then click on run selected text. So if you click run on selected text, this terminal will open here. I hope you can see at the bottom the terminal opens here. Let's give it some more time. The terminal is going to open here. Let's allow it to finish what it's doing, and we go to the next thing. You need to practice patience. My machine is slow, so practice patience. So we are in the terminal. Yes, so it will bring this PSC users, Rifkin's College, desktop, C++. Now once this comes, we are going to type okay, forget about this. It wrongly typed itself. Forget about that. Forget about that code. Now we are going to type G++, because we want to run our program. So we're going to type G++, then dot followed by backslash, then followed by the program name, that is hello.cpp. hello.cpp. So dot backslash hello.cpp. Then I'm going to press on enter. That way I'm going to press on enter. So when you press on enter, it's going to take some time also. It's gonna take some time to compile. Actually we are compiling the code. Now you can see there there's an error, undefined reference to win main election to error ID. Okay, we shouldn't be getting this error, so let me just close Visual Studio Code and open it again. Just close it and open it again. We've done everything in the right way, so we shouldn't be getting that error. So I'm going to open Visual Studio again. Visual Studio is opening, so we have our file here. Let's try to run this file again. If it shows us the same error, we are going to create another file. We shouldn't be getting that error at all. We shouldn't be getting that error at all. So I want us to run that program again. So we're going to say G++ dot backslash, then the file name is hello.cpp, and we strike on enter. Switch off your mic please. We strike on enter. Again same error. So let's let me actually, I'm gonna delete this file. Let me just delete this file. I will create another file. I shouldn't be getting this error, so let me just create another file. I'll just give it maybe another name, first.cpp. I don't mean that the name is the one that has an issue. Yeah, I just want to be sure that our setup is okay. So I'm going to type the same code that I typed. So hash include hash in. Now you can see it is suggesting. This is what I was talking about. Auto completion. This is what I was talking about. You can see now it is bringing you a suggestion. So if you press enter, then you have the word there. You don't have to type everything. Then we have the less than sign. We have IOStream. You see, you can select IOStream from this list here. IOStream is here. You select it and it completes it automatically. Then we can say using namespace std, you have int main, then we have curly braces, and then there we just say console out, and we have hello world, console out, hello world. We have the termination statement, then we say return 0. Again we terminate that. Here we need to have std, yeah, that way. Okay, this sign is not supposed to be there. Nice. So now let me clear this terminal. Let me clear the terminal. Yes. So I want us to run that program. Let's save this program. I think it is the same problem, that it is the same mistake that we made earlier. We did not save. We need to save this. Control S. Then let's come here. We type G++. Then we type /. We have first .cpp, and we strike on enter. So let's see this time. If we are going to get the error. Now we are not getting the error. That's great. So you see, our code has successfully been compiled into a bytecode. Where is that bytecode? If you check in the Explorer here, you have a new file that was not there, a.exe. It was not there, but now it has come, but it was not there before. So we have managed to compile our source code into a bytecode. This is the bytecode file. So we have to run this file. So to run this file, you can still come at the terminal here. You can come at the terminal there and type the same thing. Let's say we want to run that, so we can have // the name of the file, it is a.exe, because we want to run the file that has been generated here, this one. Then we strike enter. Now nice. So you see here it has printed hello world. Here I have selected the text. It has printed hello world, exactly what the file was supposed to do. So that means we have successfully set up our environment. We are okay. Now you might be wondering, can't I just run my code without writing all these pieces of code that I'm writing in the terminal? Yes, you can. But for you to be able to do that, you have to install a code runner. A code runner will enable you to run your program by a click of a button. So you have to install a code runner extension that is going to enable you to run your program on a click of a button. Okay, so to install a code runner, again you can come here at the extension tab here. You click on it. Now once you have clicked on it, you type here in this search bar, you type code runner. So I prefer this one with by Junhan. I'm going to click on install. The reason as to why we are installing the code runner is because we want to be able to run our code by a click of a button. We don't want to always be writing commands for us to run the code. We want to run by a click of a button. I don't mean to say that writing commands is bad. I'm just showing you another way that you can run the program. So once we are done with that, the installation is done. You can come here on the top right here. There is this run button. If you click on it, you're going to see these three options: debug C++ file, run code, run C/C++ file. We want to run the code, so you're going to select this option, run code. So once we select that option, then every time we click on this, it is going to run our code. Every time we click, you see now we have clicked on it. Now if you look down here, it is telling you it is running. Now it has printed hello world. You don't have to execute you don't have to type in commands. If I come here back again and I click run, I click on it, you write a program, then you come and click on this button, the program will be able to run. You will be able to run the program here, yeah, just by a click here. You no longer have to write some commands in the terminal and all that. So for this lesson, that's the end. We have successfully managed to set up our environment for C++ programming. Yeah, I'm going to take one or two questions from you before I go. One or two questions before I go.
Maswali nyingi. Si maswali 1 and 2 ni nyingi. Mimi kwangu place yenye nimefika. Let me share.